Okay, hello. I'm pretty sure that people are wondering why things have been delayed and delayed and delayed. Now, there are a couple ways that I could approach this, and really, I'm going to do this the best way that I can. Um, as you're aware, my computer, I basically, I'm the guy who's the final, guy who creates the builds and puts them up on the internet for everybody, for our supporters to play. And I'm going to put some music in the background just so, as you can see right now, I'm building in the background as well. So, right now, and we're going to get around to that as well. But let me just get my music window up here. Hold on for a moment. Just something in the background that's low. You'll have to pardon me. So, just give me a moment. I'm probably just going to put on some mindless techno stuff in the background. We'll see. All right. So, yeah, put that down there. Okay. So, as you're aware, we were scheduled to release Peace Island, the last closed beta, on October 17th. This was planned so that we would be able to release the close, final, basically the preview of the public beta to our supporters on Patreon on November 17th, which is coming up on in just a couple of days. I chose that like specifically. Well, number one, because we are so late in getting this to the people who who are waiting for it. Number two, it was the sixth anniversary of work starting on Peace Island as a project, um, and and really, I mean, I remember being there on October 17th. I was like, I'm going to grab some nice screenshots that I'm going to just use to promote the build tonight, and it's going to be freaking awesome. And just as I was taking the screenshot of some buoys that Laura had placed all around the island, these decorative buoys. Oh, my music is a little bit too loud in the background, I think. I do not know. If somebody could tell me whether it is too loud, let me know. Let me just go over to my streaming window so I can see. I think it's over here, so you're going to get a little bit of that weird mirror thing. Woo! Okay, yeah. Okay. Um, okay, so where was I? Yes. We were planning on releasing that, so we had the schedule all figured out, and it would have been really important for us to meet those deadlines as well, because publishers need to see something by the end of the year to really consider stuff for the first quarter of next year. And um, but as I was making that screenshot, just a second later, I remember I had hit the Alt print screen to get just the window of the Unity player. I was going to bring it into Photoshop, and I was going to get a nice screenshot, post it to our social media, and then poof, computer collapses. Um, it was the power supply. I thought it was the power supply. It turned out to be the motherboard. And if you're not aware, I mean, if you're living in the United States, that's anywhere along the East Coast, you may feel the same way of us, us in the Midwest. Some of the more empty places, the country, what we call flyover country, a little bit arrogantly, I have to say, as Americans. But up here in Maine, we're a little bit of that too. Yeah, we have a Best Buy. We have one of them, and if you need something outside of like really basic stuff, you have to order outside of state. And it takes a while to come up here. Usually you can order stuff online and have it delivered up here faster than Best Buy can get it. And I believe that's what we had to do in both circumstances with these pieces of hardware. Specifically the power supply, because apparently our graphic cards, I mean, they are pretty good, but apparently they have, I mean, they no longer make them with these two input ports. But anyway, long story short, it took us 2 weeks to get all of that stuff in. And when we finally, it took another 2 days to bring somebody in who could like install it, for because I know if I went to any place around here, they would say, "Oh yeah, come back in about 5 days," and they charge us me at $250. Unfortunately, we found somebody locally, and I mean, I offered to pay him our hourly rate, which is very generous. But he said no, and because he just wants to help out with the game, and that was absolutely cool. So really, it took us 16 days. Now, during those 16 days, work on the project, at least on my end, it never stopped. I did everything I could. I only had like an old, Mac Mini that's about 15 years old to work on, and essentially I was able to do just run some stuff through, edit some text and come up with some concepts and stuff. Because really, that Mac Mini, you can cruise the internet on it. You can't do much else. And by the way, hello to our one viewer. It's either a mom or an asocial person, or perhaps one of our honorable our trolls. Let's see. But anyway, I'm going to proceed. So when we finally got it back up, I got a copy of the project, and I discovered that unfortunately proper review had not been done during my absence, and now understand. Well, I'm trying to put this in a good way. I asked Lance and others to create a build and run around it for a good amount of time. At which time, I said, please let me know if you see anything out of the ordinary. And, I repeatedly said, please, the best number one thing you guys can do is testing, because we were ready to release this, as soon as my computer died. We just need you guys to test, and fix everything that you see. And, I remember specifically saying, please make a build. But, now, unfortunately, the individuals, they tested, but they only tested inside the editor. They never made a build. There is a persistent error that only shows up in the builds. It does not show up in editor. Now, understand, to make a build takes about a half hour. And we have done, well, I mean, I would have to say over the last 10 days, I've done well over 100 builds trying to fix this persistent error. At multiple times, we thought we had it nailed. We thought we had it fixed, and I was like, we're ready to go. And then I get up the next morning. I left Unity open all night because I was like, I don't want to screw with anything. And I'm like, let's go through the checklist. Let's get this out. I make builds, and they don't work anymore. They still have that persistent player error. And I mean, my life has just been basically sitting here just doing build after build after build, and each time and finding the root of this problem has just been infuriating because, well, I would have to go into technical background stuff, but essentially we are now 2 days out from being a full month behind. And this is on top of all the other delays and such. And if the person watching here is, one of our trolls, they can enjoy the schadenfreude of seeing me very upset and very frustrated. All I can say is that I did everything. I'm doing everything that I can. I just wish, and I'm going to say this, charitably, and maybe I should have said it a little bit more charitably in times past, but I wish the individuals who I had requested had made to make a build and test it, had made a build and tested it. Because understand, during those we could have been addressing this while my computer was down, because we had two people with computers that were capable of running, and we could have gotten this done even without me having a computer. We could have started work on trying to resolve this issue, and it's just absolutely frustrating. Because I had been told that they had done the testing, and yeah, they had tested at a certain level, but they had not tested it to the level that I had specifically asked for. And you know, in times past, when these sort of things happen, where I repeatedly mention things, and I'm ignored. I usually say, "Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I should have made myself clear. I apologize." But this time I couldn't. I couldn't apologize. And anyway, we're verging into, like, you know, my mental state and everything. But I just wanted to maybe put a quick video up and just explain why things are turning out late. And, you know, we have one viewer, and I mean, if they want to say anything or have anything to join the contribution, if it's a troll, enjoy your. I mean, come on, you know, give me a little bit of taste of your joy. I mean, if this is Kara, you know, or Mike Bonafide, and you know, that's what EOR is going to be to me. And also, what was the other guy? Oh gosh, Mike Bonafide and Mike Sharanovsky. Oh yeah, Mike Sharanovsky. Anyway, if it's one of you guys, you can just pipe up here and just laugh and dance. I'm hearing a pulsing weirdness in the background. Okay, it just cut out. Anyway. I'm sorry, I have a little bit of audio going on in the background. Geez. All I can say is it's late, partly because of computer error, or computers breaking down, and partly because people did not test to the level that I requested. And yeah, it's immensely frustrating, but you know, it is what it is. And I mean, the problem is that every day, like I say, we discover like something. This could be the solution. We have a build. It looks great. It's ready to go in the very next day. And it isn't even my checklist, you know. I do go through the checklist. I mean, I've made builds without my checklist. I mean, everything is just not work. And what frustrates me is you go through the settings, everything is set up perfectly. Perfectly. And I've asked for help, and well, some have been willing to help and some have not. But and by the way, I should I explain the shirt that I'm wearing. You see, it has a Hannaford tag on there. You see, last year about this time, keep the project going because we needed to bring extra money in, I got a part-time job at Hannaford's, where I worked there for 2 weeks, and I caught COVID. That's how much I have done to keep this project going. I work 11 hours a day, 7 days a week. I've only had about 1 day off in the last, maybe 1 day off a month. Anyway, I just wish, sometimes it just doesn't seem that people take the project as seriously as I try to every day. And it's frustrating. And I'm very sorry that we have a second viewer here, because I think I've said my piece. I think we can hang out until this latest build is done and we can see it fail again. And I'll show you exactly why this is not working the way it should. I can show you in context and show you the frustration. So hello to those 2 viewers we have. You can see here it's ending the viewer. I'm sorry, the progress bar is zipping right along here. It's almost done, but it's about 15. It says every build takes, like I said, about a half hour, and this is what I've been dealing with, and it's just so frustrating that. I mean, normally I could be, oh yeah, I could work on story or whatever, but my brain is on fire with frustration over this. I'm talking to streamer people. I've been raising my voice quite a bit over the last week. And I want more to... No, I'm not raising my voice because of anything in this apartment, but anyway. So, how are you viewers doing? Any great stuff lately? Because I'm going to stay on until this build's done, just so I can show you what my eternal frustration is. It's done. But here's what's probably going to happen, knowing my luck. Sometimes when it completes a build, it literally opens every program on my entire computer, and testing it is impossible. I basically have to stop and reboot. In which case, you know what? If it does that, what I will do is I will reboot, not do a thing. I won't run the application or anything, and I will just reboot, and I'll come back on, and we'll have a part 2 of this part. Just jeez, I've been just so frustrated. I need to take a day off, quite frankly. We need to continue the conversation or something. But what I'm doing, I can't really do anything until it's done thinking over here. Stinking thinking. Oh, boy. Oh, no, it didn't. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you, let's see, assets, needs, let's see, okay, let's see. What we're going to do is we're going to go to test build and run this, and I'm going to show you what the persistent problem is. But here's what's probably going to happen. It's probably going to open. Things look fine. And I'm going to be going, oh my goodness, we got it solved. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I'm going to make another build, and it won't work. I mean, there should be more trees over here. I can tell you straight up. So this isn't working. I can tell you straight off the bat that this is not working. But let me show you what the problem is. Let's exit out of this. Let's just go into the main game mode so I can show you. This is just so unbelievably annoying. And every time you make one of these builds, hoping you had fixed it, Don't tell me I made it in oh god, I did. So I really can't show you even guys even what the problem is. But at least I can detect it. When we get into the outside, I can detect the error and I can show you. Um, Essentially, all of the grasses and all of the trees are transparent against the sky. And this does not appear in the builds. It only appears in the editor. And let me just take a look here. I can tell. Yeah, I can already tell. Yeah, it's already screwy. Because if you look at this tree in the very far distance, it's obscured against the sky and completely invisible against some of the clouds. So this didn't work either. This latest build didn't work either. Because, I mean... Yeah, and I gotta sit here and watch this for 10 minutes before I can show you what the issue is not inside the editor. Welcome to my world. Okay, well, you know, I think the stream has gone on long enough. I've demonstrated that really there's something going on, and we just cannot find the solution no matter what we effing do. And heck, if these are, you know, the trolls that are watching, the scammers who screwed us over for like over a year and wasted our time. Oh, hi, James. I gotta go. I gotta go. Thanks. I've explained it. Bye.